Trudeau's smoke and mirrors on gender equality. I'm Brian Lilley with TheRebel.Media. Turns out that, like much of what went on at Trudeau's swearing-in ceremony this week, his pledge for gender parity in cabinet was a mirage. Justin Trudeau failed to deliver on his promise at his swearing-in, and now that he's been caught, well, he's promising to fix it. What on earth am I talking about? Men and women are not treated equally in the Trudeau cabinet. Yep, it's true. If you exclude him, he has an equal number of men and women in his cabinet. But it also turns out that not all those cabinet posts are created equal. Men and women, equal numbers, but turns out women in Trudeau's cabinet, some of them anyway, are going to be paid less, considerably less. Why? Because of the 15 women in Trudeau's cabinet, 5 of them are not full ministers, but rather they are ministers of state. There's actually a dispute about one of those, but we'll see. What's a minister of state? Well, it's a junior cabinet minister, not a full cabinet minister, and that means less pay, a lot less. Instead of the extra $80,100 per year that an MP gets on top of their already hefty $167,400 per year salary, ministers of state only get an extra $60,000. It's not unusual for cabinets to have full ministers and ministers of state. Every cabinet I've ever covered has had them. But Trudeau made a big deal of equality between men and women in his cabinet. He even gave the answer heard round the world when asked why there should be an equal number.
Because it's 2015.
But while he delivered an equal number, it's not equal pay or equal status. And he didn't tell us at the swearing-in that they were only ministers of state. After media reports came out about this, Trudeau's office scrambled. They told iPolitics, oh, it's just a bureaucratic glitch, it's going to be fixed. Baloney. Without telling the rest of the world, he actually named them ministers of state. Then he passed an order in council at his first cabinet meeting to have those ministers of state styled as ministers. Let me read to you that order in council for Kirsty Duncan. She was named Minister of Science at the swearing-in, but she's a Minister of State. It reads, His Excellency, the Governor-General in Council, on the recommendation of the Prime Minister, pursuant to Section 11 of the Ministries and Ministers of State Act, assigns the Honourable Kirsty Duncan, a Minister of State, to be styled Minister of Science to assist the Minister of Industry in the carrying out of that minister's responsibilities, effective November 4th, 2015. The only reason this is being changed is that the sharp-eyed Catherine Marshall spotted it, she tweeted it out, then media outlets followed up on it. That in turn prompted Trudeau's office to say they will eventually elevate all the women to full minister. Let me ask though, Trudeau said he wanted equality in his cabinet, he wanted parity because it's 2015. All right, so it's 2015, why are women the only ones getting ministers of state position? Not a single man was appointed a minister of state. Just 1/3 of the women appointed to his cabinet. And those women are going to earn just 75 cents on the dollar for their extra work. Is that fair, or is it just Trudeau's vision of fairness? Is that equality or his vision of equality? I'm not shocked by this, despite U.S. President Barack Obama, another progressive who calls for equal pay for women. He pays women on his White House staff less than men. Don't take my word for it. The very liberal New York Times reports that women in Obama's White House earn 88 cents on the dollar for every dollar a man makes. That's the New York Times telling you that, not me. You know, progressives like to throw these numbers around. They like to demand private companies live by these rules, and then they don't live by them themselves. Shouldn't we hold them to account? Shouldn't we hold them to their own standard? Now, Trudeau could easily argue that these are just junior ministers' positions, that they assist the full minister, therefore they don't deserve the full minister's stipend. That'd be a fair argument. He's not making it because he's been embarrassed, but my reply would be, again, why only women in the junior positions? No men, just women. Why? I actually thought that Trudeau could easily find 15 competent women to sit in his cabinet. I thought he could find more, which was why I argued against his 50-50 gender parity rule. Why keep a good woman down just because you've got this rule? Maybe you could have 18 good women in cabinet. But Trudeau made a promise, equality. He promised parity. He said an equal number of men and women, and he was applauded for delivering, except that he really didn't deliver equality. Justin Trudeau's version of equality, my friends, is all smoke and mirrors. He invited 15 women into the cabinet room, but 5 of them were going to be told to eat at the little kids' table, to take smaller portions than the others. Now that they've been caught in his lie, they're going to be elevated. It shouldn't have gone this way, though, should it?